Students, now we are in the discussion about the leadership. Leadership is a capacity to translate the vision. Autocratic is centered on the boss. In this, leadership is the leader who holds all the authority and responsibility. Autocratic. Democratic, in this leadership style, subordinates are involved in making decisions. Unlike autocratic, this leadership is centered on the subordinates' contribution. A strategic leadership style. Strategic leadership is one of the involves the of its feature where it is the heading and what is cross-cultural leadership. This is the form of leadership normally exists. Facilitate leadership to dependent on the measurement and the outcome or not a willing. Facilitate leadership on the other hand, the group is how employees. Laissez-faire leadership. According to the research, this kind of leadership has been continuously found to be lead. Transaction leadership is a leadership that maintains and continues on this type of leadership. Transaction leadership, coaching leadership involves teaching and supervising leaders. Coaching leadership does the following motivation. Leadership theories. Meaning of leadership. The two definitions suggested several components central of phenomena of the leadership. The various theories related to leadership is triad theory, behavioral theory. Great men becomes it is focused on identifying the great people. Great leaders are born possessing certain rules. Criticism of great men theory, not triad theory is essentially the triad theory postulates the personal characteristic assumption of the triad theory. Leadership triad and skills. Application of triad theory. Lot of research have been validated foundation of the theory. Triad theories do not address how and why individual theories. Behavioral theories leadership are based upon the belief and leaders. Assumption of behavior theory leadership can made rather than born. Successfully leaders. Strengthen of behavior promote the value of leadership styles. Contingency theory is a class of behavioral theory that claims this. According to the contingency theory, leader success depends upon the number of variables. Goal theory, several contingency approaches were developed constantly. Path goal theory, why assumption that there is one right way for achieving. V-room theory model. V-room, this model was contingency theory is grounded in research. It can be used to assess the effectiveness. They focus on the role of supervision, organization, and group behavior. Assumption of transition theory, people are motivated by reward and punishment. Traditional leaders of limitations of traditional leaders, the main limitations in the assumption rational man. Assumption people will follow a person who influences them, a person with vision and depression. Relationship theory, essentially traditional leadership is distinct from the transformation. charm and grace are all the needed to create followers. Leaders or manager does budget. What would be you do? Costs are increasing while profits are declining as a manager. Employees are not productive. The increased wages through a party. Summarize. Leaders and managers have communication. Communication is having the important work. Communication, it is the activity of conveying information from one person to the another person. Communication includes decoders. Verbal communication, all of us know about the various communication method, verbal, non-verbal, and then digital communication. Oral communication. Communication consists process the information transmission governed by communication management. Communication management is the systematic process. Communication leadership stress dynamics. So the diagram shows about the video shows the various communication process. Formal, written, formal, verbal, informal, interpersonal communication. So with this, we are concluding the session of communication. We will discuss in the next following topics in our next session. If you have any doubt, you can raise your questions. Otherwise, we will conclude this session and then continue in the next session.